Hi, I'm Aniki Nippon. Where would women be without the 19th Amendment, which was written by a man that had a Congress full of men, Senate full of men, with a male president? Where would women be without that? Where would women be without the Roe versus Wade decision that was decided in 1973, who the male one of the male judges released the court's decision on the matter of abortion? Where would women be without the invention of oral contraceptives, both of which were invented by men? These are the kinds of arguments Diana Boston makes in her video, Highway Without Men. Now, I understand that Diana Boston's angry at a lot of men's rights activists out there, and with some reason I can understand. Me personally, I don't call myself a feminist. I don't call myself a men's rights activist. Although I do lean towards men's rights activist ideals, because they do tend to base a lot of their arguments on the basis of reason and science and actual inquiry, on actual history, on actual facts, and not some convoluted, messed up way of thinking. And that's why I say that. For example, if you read Warren Farrell's book on why women make less, it's because of 25 different factors. It has nothing to do with sexism. It really doesn't. Women are free to choose any job they want. Women are free to choose whether or not they can, God forbid, be employed and be independent. They can do that. I'm not against that. I'm personally not against that. I don't see any problem with that. I'm not against women voting, and I'm not against women doing anything on their own and choosing their own destiny. It seems that feminists get this idea that men's rights activists and anybody who's against feminism has this position that they're innately against women as a whole. This simply isn't true, at least for me. Me personally, I am a secular humanist. What that means is I don't have any preference for any gender, any race, any ethnicity, or religious position or lack thereof. I think on the basis of science and morality, we can decide for ourselves what's best for humanity. That's my position. And I think equality is a great position to hold, especially between the genders, because I think that's something that is worth noting. The reason why I'm against feminists is because of the things they say. Am I against all feminists? No, not necessarily. But there are a lot of things that I hear from feminists that they wouldn't be saying it if they weren't feminists. They really wouldn't be saying it. For example, sex leads to rape. Oversimplified position that Nuclear Night really holds. And, Diana Boston herself keeps on reinforcing the point. She always, I don't know why this is for her, but she keeps on reinforcing the distinction between sex and violence and intermingles both ideas. As though if women always experience violence in the bedroom. And if I said that about men, that wouldn't be true either. But I mean, if you look at the statistics of sexual assaults, if you look at the statistics of sexual violence, that they're just about even. The likelihood that you're going to encounter those kinds of things are pretty much even between both genders. It seems that the propaganda that keeps on being pushed through the media and the political system, and the unchallengeability of any female positions, criticism. I mean, if you criticize a female in our country, you're effectively saying that women are shit, which I don't believe that. I think that's stupid. what I don't see, and this is the thing that I think feminists are propagating themselves, and this is why I think the feminist movement is not only harmful to men but women as well. You know, it's to undermine. I think it's to undermine women. First of all, if you look at any feminist position, they're not really consistent either way on any issue. They don't believe a certain way about, for example, war. I heard one time some feminist told me, okay, that all feminists have to be against war, or else they're not a feminist. It's like, okay, suppose she was correct. Suppose she was right in saying that all feminists have to be against war. What is it her right or the feminist position's right to say what a woman decides on that issue? Not just on that issue, or any other issue for that matter. Is the official feminist position to be against porn or for porn? For prostitution or against prostitution? I hear all the time that say, well, feminists don't all believe that. And I think that's part of the weakness of their political landscape, if you will. But I think what really matters the most is seeing which feminist organizations are really in power and are the movers and shakers. I'm not talking about the small mom and pop organizations that don't get out to protest because they can't afford the licenses to do so, or the permits that should allow them to, you know, protest on a week during a certain day or whatever. No, but like organizations like the National Organization for Women, who push for the Violence Against Women's Act, the one that automatically negates you if you're a man, surprise, surprise, of getting any help if you're any part of the 37 percentile that is a victim of domestic violence. You don't get any of it by virtue of not being born with a penis. This is what I'm against, and this is exactly why I'm against feminism, because feminist organizations like those, the ones that are actually in power, do these things constantly, and it's getting worse. They're trying to push their agenda onto the people. It's not a matter of choice, ladies and gentlemen, and that's my point. It's not a matter of choice. They want to take away as many choices from not only men, but women as well, as they see fit. And this is very vile to our society, and that's exactly why I'm against them. And there are some things that I don't like that men's rights activists say. For example, I saw the Amazing Atheists video, and I saw Nuclear Knight's response to it, and some of the comments I read were very disgusting, and I personally would not advocate those comments, but I think there are certain comments in there that Nuclear Knight posted that make sense. I hate to say it. Some of the positions that the men are making, some of the things that they are saying are almost spot on, and I hate to say it. I probably could have done with a little bit less, you know, personal attacks and whatever, because I'm not personally into it, but I am on attacking the feminist ideals because they are vile. They're innately vile, and that's what I explained in my first video on feminism. So please check it out if you haven't. I'll have things in the sidebar for you guys to check out. And if you like this video, please subscribe.